welcome to the podcast. My name is Liza, and today I wanted to film this intro video to tell you more about myself, how I got into tech niche, and what is dzet podcast. So basically, dzet is a tech-related podcast covering topics such as IT, crypto, AI, and all of this interesting stuff. The main idea is to invite amazing guests who will be sharing with you their knowledges, experiences, thoughts on different topics, and I'm already super looking forward to having these guests already. And yeah, the first episode is already done, and it's going to be uploaded soon after this one. And also, the main idea number two is to have this podcast bilingual. So that's why you may ask, why am I talking in English right now? Just because, I really want to, if the Ukrainian guest who will be coming on the show, he or she will be comfortable in speaking English, we will be speaking in English, and this is the way how we will be able to reach wider audience, right? So, and if not, the episodes will be in Ukrainian. And now let me tell you more about my background. So for me, basically, it all started when the war has started. So we moved to Portugal forcefully. And I also, because of the war, I lost my job. So I had to find at least something. And I found this super random Telegram channel where all of the job postings were there. I was just scrolling and applying to each position that would not require any kind of experience. And one of them was full stack dev. And I was like, okay, why not? Let's try it. And the salary was pretty nice as well. So I was like, okay, why not, really? I applied to this position and also contacted with the CEO. And he was like, okay, do you have at least some kind of experience? I was like, not really at all. And he was like, okay, but are you into IT? What can you do? And I just started pretending that I am super passionate about IT world and web development and all of this stuff, because I was just super desperate to find some kind of job for that moment, and also the salary was pretty nice, as I mentioned previously. So I just started playing this role, and he was like, okay, I see the potential in you. I cannot offer you this position because you don't have any experience, but I can offer you buying this course. So yeah, he bought me this course, and starting from the first lesson, I was like, okay, I'm in love. I'm really involved in it. And I was just coding 24/7. I was enjoying so much this process of learning new things. And for me, IT, it was a completely new word for me, because I was not introduced to it previously. So yeah, it was super interesting for me. But still, I had this problem of not having a job, right? So then I heard from a friend who work in the bar that they need bartender at that point. And I started working as a bartender in that bar. And it was super exhausting, frustrating, and all of these kind of not cool things, to be honest, because it's hard to be a bartender. And yeah, but still it was the hardest experience from my all of my experience so far. But at the same time, it was the coolest one, because I was meeting so many cool people there, and was having so many great conversations. And it was the network part was a great cool part of this job, right? I remember one day, a group of guys were in this bar, and we just started talking, because they're also from Kiev, and we started having this small talk. And one of the guys was asked me if I am into crypto, and I was like, not really, to be honest. I know what Bitcoin is, I know what Ethereum is, but I am not into crypto at all. But he was like, okay, it's not a problem, but we have the offer. We want to offer you to be a host on our event, and it was crypto event. And I was like, okay, let's do it, why not? So I was a host on this event, and it was a cool experience, since I had a chance to talk to amazing people there. They're all into crypto and stuff, so I all of this information was super new to me, and I already felt super passionate about crypto, all this idea behind it, and Web3 world in general. I started being super curious about it as well. So this is basically how I got into crypto. And then I was just investing money first of all. Then I got into trading, and like till this day I'm still into trading and like trying new strategies and like experimenting with this stuff. Really enjoy it. And then like I remember at some point, like back living in Lisbon, I took some courses. I remember it was Alchemy University for sure, and like all of the other courses I don't remember, to be honest, like their names and like from which companies they were. But like I took some courses for Web3 development. I learned like Solana and all this kind of stuff. So basically it was the moment when I entered the Web3 world, and like I combined my skills and knowledge from web development and like full stack development in general, uh, with crypto and like all this kind of stuff, and like writing smart contracts. It was like super interesting for me, and like yeah, I this is how I got into it basically. And like till this day I just always surrounded with people and news about Web3 in general. So yeah, this is it. And like then some events started happening when I was still living in Lisbon, and at some point I realized that like I had three jobs. Not like all of them were full time, but still like three jobs, a lot. So I realized that like it was not like living, it was more like a surviving, right? So I had to change something about it, and I decided to move back to Ukraine, and I do not regret this decision made because like there is something about this place. First of all, it's like a safe place for me personally, and also like having your people around, like your friends and family who like they they can support you by phone calls and messaging, but at the same time it feels so much more different when you actually can hug them, talk to them in private, and like all of this kind of stuff. Also like I realize that like now I have much more freedom to spend time working and like doing all the stuff that I really want to, because like in Lisbon, like all of my three jobs, but they were not connected at all with what I actually want in this life. And especially now when I realize specifically like these are the things that I want to do, this is the thing that I don't want to do. This is like more about self-improvement, self-development, self-esteem, right? um now more freedom to do whatever I want, but still it doesn't mean that I just like do nothing. I basically like always in crypto, always in development, self-development, as well as web development, right? I just love learning things and like constantly improving myself. And yeah, and also like right now I just like spend time only on the things that I want to, as well as this podcast. And here, unfortunately, the audio stops recording, and we have just a plain video of me yapping about how much I enjoy being involved in that podcast. I really don't want to refilm the video, but I couldn't help but re-record a part where I say a big thank you to all of you for watching or listening to this episode. I have big plans for the future of this podcast, and I really hope that the episodes will be informative and interesting for you. So, any kind of feedback would be much appreciated. And yeah, see you really soon in the upcoming episodes. Mwah.